heart of these allegations, also taking the stand. The defense pressing Nathan Wade, trying to prove that their relationship benefited them financially. Lawyers casting doubt that Willis repaid Wade for expensive vacations and dinners with cash.
You don't have a single solitary deposit slip to corroborate or support any of your allegations that you were paid by Mrs. Willis in cash, do you?
No, sir.
Not a single solitary one.
Not a one.
Not a one. And it's not just their finances being questioned, but when their relationship started. Bombshell testimony from a key witness poking holes at both Willis and Wade's testimony. They say the relationship began in early 2022 after Wade was appointed, but a former DA office employee and longtime friend of Willis says otherwise.
You have no doubt that their romantic relationship was in effect from 2019 until the last time you spoke with her?
No doubt.
We're breaking down all the heated moments in the courtroom and the wide-scale implications this hearing could have on the Trump election interference case. But first, we want to start with NBC's Bla Alexander, who's covering it all for us.
She is the high-profile face of the prosecution against former President Trump in the Georgia election interference case.
Fani, F-A-N-I, last name is Willis.
But late today, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis herself took the witness stand.
And I've been very anxious to have this conversation with him today, so I ran to the courtroom.
In an often contentious back and forth,
It is a lie. It is a lie.
Willis was pressed about details of her personal relationship with Nathan Wade, who she hired as special prosecutor on the Trump case.
You and Mr. Wade met in October 2019 at a conference?
That is correct. And I think in one of your motions you tried to implicate I slept with him at that conference, which I find to be extremely offensive.
Willis's testimony was a shocking twist in a fiery evidentiary hearing that focused on allegations that Willis financially benefited from her personal relationship with Wade in the form of romantic getaways. Allegations first made by Trump co-defendant Michael Roman and his attorney Ashley Merchant in an effort to get Willis removed as prosecutor, a move that would throw the entire Georgia case against Mr. Trump into question.
You think I'm on trial? These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020. I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial.
At issue, who paid for vacations the two took together? Wade and Willis both testified they split costs evenly, or she reimbursed him.
You never wrote him a check?
Ma'am, I don't have checks.
When pressed for evidence, Willis said she used cash.
For many, many years, I have kept money in my house. I don't need anything from a man. A man is not a plan. A man is a companion. And so there was tension always in our relationship, which is why I would give him his money back. I don't need anybody to foot my bills.
Both Wade and Willis have acknowledged a personal relationship. The question, when it began, before or after she hired him on the Trump case in November of 2021. Today, a longtime friend of Willis and former employee testified that relationship started well before then.
You have no doubt that their romantic relationship was in effect from 2019 until the last time you spoke with her?
No doubt.
And later, when pressed by Trump attorney Steve Sadow,
Did you observe them do things that are common among people having a romantic relationship?
Yes.
Such as, can you give us an example?
Hugging, kissing, just affection.
All before November 1st of 2021, correct?
Yes.
but Willis took exception.
I certainly do not consider her a friend now. I think that she, there's a saying, no good deed goes unpunished, and I think that she betrayed our friendship.
Willis says she and Wade started dating in early 2022 after she hired him. It's the same timeline he swore to in an affidavit and testified to today.
Let's be clear. 2022 was the start of any intimate sexual relationship with the district attorney.
And with that, Bla Alexander joins us live tonight from Atlanta. Bla, this was such a momentous day in this case, and it was really incredible to watch this play out. You've been covering this for us from the get-go. Talk to us about the moment when Fani Willis decided to take the stand, because before it happened, there was some questions about whether she would testify at all.
You know what, Tom? At the very second that she walked into the courtroom, her own attorneys were arguing to keep her off the witness stand. Remember, she had filed a motion to quash her subpoena. She filed a motion to stop the entire hearing from happening. And so even though she'd been called to the stand, her attorneys were actively arguing to keep her off. But then her security came in first, and then Fani Willis strode in after them. And she basically said, knock it all down. I'm dismissing that. I want to take the stand. And it was a surprise to everyone in the room, everyone who was watching, and certainly her legal team as well.
It was an incredibly compelling moment for her to take on all the allegations head on there. What happens tomorrow, and when could we get a ruling in this case?
Well, she's back on the stand tomorrow. We do know that there's some more testimony there, but remember, her team has their own witnesses to call. So we expect that to take about 4 or 5 hours. We know that Fani Willis's father, for instance, is going to be one of the people who's called to the stand by Anna Cross on her team. Now, as for when we get a ruling, it's not going to happen this week. We certainly don't expect that. The hearing's going to go through tomorrow, possibly even early into next week, Tom. And the judge has made it clear he's not going to rule from the bench. So what's going to happen is after the hearing's done, he's going to go back, consider the evidence, and then issue a written ruling at some point in the days to come.